Chris Bosh, NBA Hall of Famer, 11-time All-Star, 2-time NBA champion, and Olympic gold medalist. Well, he's now adding author to his long list of accomplishments, turning basketball into books, his first one. Chris Bosh joins us this morning to share some of the lessons he learned on and off the court. Chris, good morning to you. And let's just start off with a big congratulations on being elected to the Hall of Fame class of 2021. Real quick, where does that accomplishment list on your career highs?
Oh man, it is the accomplishment. Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to play basketball, and really just to be mentioned with my heroes. It's an amazing feeling. I mean, I really did not expect to be in this position so early. I wanted to continue. In my mind, I was still playing basketball, but just to be in this position, I'm very grateful. I'm thankful to the sport. And I'm thankful for the NBA and all the opportunities that came with it.
Well, let's talk about one of those opportunities that you made happen. Your book is called Letters to a Young Athlete, and it's modeled on some of your favorite books, Letters to a Young Poet, Letters to a Young Jazz Musician. Why did you choose the letter form to tell this story?
Well, we felt there's something about a letter. It's personal. I felt that I wanted to write something personal to the young athletes or to anyone writing that book. And most of the best books that I read, I just felt a connection with the letters portion, and it just rolls off the tongue quite nicely.
Yeah.
We wanted to get something that was, translatable to everybody and something that everybody could enjoy.
But what I love about the book is, yes, you're addressing it to young athletes, but you're also dropping in some tidbits about who you are. You've always been a reader. You share a story about the coach who gifted you a copy of Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers, and you said, thanks, but I already read it. And you shared that on most game nights, you made sure that you took some time to read before suiting up. And, I've always believed that reading activates a different part of the brain than talking with people or music or playing video games or watching TV. Why was it important for you to read before a game? Did it do something different to your mindset that other activities couldn't do?
No, absolutely. I started that habit pretty much as soon as I got in the league to Toronto. I found myself just always, it started off as a challenge, just trying to read a book like that thick. And then, you get to the end and you feel good about it. Before games, I always knew that chaos was about to ensue, right? So I wanted to make sure I was at least getting some peaceful time. Feeding my brain in another kind of way. And it just always gave me an escape. I felt like it was just me and the book and me and the lessons, just trying to get better on a daily basis. So, that it's just something that I really enjoyed. It gave me peace, and I'm trying to bring that same sort of peace and understanding, and more importantly, the lessons that I've learned to all those looking to aspire to do something great.
Well, one of the lessons that you learned was early on in your career, because you had a saying that stuck in your head: play for the name on the front of the jersey and they'll remember the name on the back. It sounds very self-explanatory, but my guess is in a professional game like basketball, that's easier said than done. It's harder to live it every day, even though you appreciate how important it is.
Absolutely. And that was my biggest challenge, playing up in Toronto, being the face of the franchise, the number one scoring option, all of those things. I had to learn, going down to Miami, I had to learn to be a part of a different team. I had to learn how to be more selfless, and sacrifice my shots, sacrifice my attention, and play for that name on the front of the jersey. Not that I wasn't before, but it can kind of get caught up in ego sometimes if you're not scoring as many points or getting as much notoriety. And in that, I learned so many valuable lessons that I want to teach young kids and really athletes all over, and really everyone all over, because I learned so much just kind of being in those positions and overcoming challenges and seeing the success that it could bring if you just put your mind to something and stick with it. I've seen firsthand what could possibly happen. So I'm just kind of reverse engineering it and bringing those lessons to people who would want them.
One of those lessons that you talk about, and you touched on it a little bit earlier in this chat, was about receiving that news that you need to stop playing, because it could quite literally kill you. You had a rare blood clot condition, and you didn't go out exactly on your own terms. But in the book, you say that after a lot of introspection, quote, maybe the way I went out was perfect. And I think a lot of people, sports athletes or regular folk, can appreciate sort of having to not having control and losing control and making peace with that. Can you unpack it a bit for us?
Well, yeah. I mean, I never saw myself in that situation, to be honest with you. And once it happened, it's kind of like you go through these emotions. Why me? Not yet. It's not my time. I thought I was going to have all these other things to do. And I found myself in a position that I had never been in. Of course, on the flip side, I made the NBA, won some championships, won a gold medal, did all these great things. And then I felt myself in a position to where my career was unfinished. But, looking back, I made the best of what I had. A lot of people don't even get. I had a 13-year career, very appreciative of it. A lot of people don't get that. And I eventually had to come to the realization that you just have to appreciate what you have and make every day count while you have it. And so I'm thankful that I'm able to look back and smile when I look at the ride that I had. And most importantly, I don't think I would have this message intact for everyone. I wouldn't have wrote this book if it hadn't have been that for that instance. So I'm looking at taking that instance that happened to me, hopefully teaching myself and others how to be better, and really just showing people that, make the most of it, because you never know what'll happen tomorrow.
Hey, Chris Bosh, a real pleasure to talk to you. Thank you for everything that you did to help build the enthusiasm, the love of basketball in the city of Toronto and in Canada in general. And thank you so much for this book. It is called Letters to a Young Athlete, but it is most certainly something that anybody can read and take something away from. We appreciate your time today, Chris. All the best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.